Oh, we're back. 3 times? Is this the 3rd cast in under a week? It sure is. I don't know why I'm here again, but you know what? I am having fun. And we've got another match, Division A, In Too Deep, taking on Wipe Them Again. I think this will be a pretty close match. In Too Deep, they're actually 1-6, 12th place. But Wipe Them Again, 2-2, good for 10th place. So I think the matchups will be fairly close. And got a little story to tell you. When I first got into the coin flip lobby, I asked Sovereign. I said, Sovereign, do you know who I am? He did not. It's insulting. We had a good chat. Both teams have agreed to light flame. Just a little bit of spice. Maybe 1 hot pepper. So both teams are good with it. We'll still go through the whole regular casting thing. Yeah, best of 3. We had a couple map bans. Let's try to show this off. I think I should be able to show the between games kind of thing. Sometimes it shows up proper, sometimes it doesn't, but I'll tell you verbally anyway. Sky Temple banned out, Brax's Holdout banned out, both by In Too Deep. Cursed Hollow, Tomb of the Spider Queen by Wipe Them Again, and we are headed to Volskaya Foundry. So once I get into the draft here, actually I think they're ready to go. Lobby's good to go. 5-on-5. Did it actually get all the bans right? I can never tell with that graphic. I don't know. But you know what I did get this time? I did upgrade. I upgraded, and you can actually see the logos. I did that all today. Past 2 casts, I didn't have those. I've been slowly upgrading the overlays and upgrading everything. So, of course, the best screen is this one. You can always look at me. Twitch chat over onto the side. Apparently, they're having a problem in the lobby. Can't quite open it yet. Can't quite start off, but they'll get going right away. This is probably going to be my last cast for this next week here, and then I'll be gone on vacation, and then we'll probably be back and pick up some more casts for the end of the season here. Still having a lot of fun. Again, I'm open for casting. I'm open for coaching. You guys let me know. In the meantime, In Too Deep and Wipe Them Again. Going into game number 1 of this best of 3 series, Division A, NGS. First pick, it was In Too Deep who decided to take it, and you got Loxley with captain's hat there. Rosai, Key, Bacon, and Blemsy filling out the roster for the day. On the other side, Wipe Them Again, waiting for the first ban. Sovereign, Hound of Havoc, Love Dart, Kuroha, and Tudor. Full Sky Foundry, I actually haven't casted one of these yet in NGS. That's a bowl first ban. So this is probably a very, very specific ban to Wipe Them Again. So Mephisto banned out, Anna, a little bit more standard. You see a lot more Annas and Ubrax. So that's a little bit more standard. Not sure if they just want to ban that out. We've got Hash Browns just asking, how can one team be 1-6 and the other be 2-2? Well, these guys set up their own matches. And so sometimes some teams can fit 2 matches in 1 week, and the other team just has to catch up eventually. So there's some flex matches too, so not all of the schedule is completely mirrored. Sometimes they do have to cancel or reschedule. So the matches too, those are maps, not series. Getting back to the bans though, Chen was banned out, who's been pretty strong all around, and Abathur, of course, one of those macro bans, so you get rid of them. And Nubarak being first pick, this is actually mirroring some of that more high level play here. So a Nubarak with a lot of stuns, a lot of CC, a couple recent changes. People think he's dropped a little bit further in priority, and usually he's competing against that Johanna. Now I don't know Wipe Them Again's meta here, but they're showing me they don't like to play against sustain and they don't like to play against macro, or they want to control one of those. So they pick up the Sylvanas, great assassin pickup. The Diablo though, that's a little bit early on. So we'll have to see. This Diablo, a little bit weaker early on until he gets those souls up. But it can work here. Not a lot to combo off of it right now. I'd still like to see some CC on the back end of this. And it's really going to be a battle of the initiations, because you've got a Nubarak on one side, Diablo on the other. Let's see if In Too Deep actually picks up a little bit more. Big burst damage here with the Jaina and the Greymane. Very aggressive. Can definitely kill a Diablo. I don't know. We'll have to check out that level 1 though. If Diablo ends up with a soul shield, even if there's a giant cursed bullet in his face, he can still block a lot of that Jaina damage. But now that you know that they're going for burst, maybe Wipe Them Again is going to pick up a burst deny. Something like a Medivh, maybe even that Anduin. We've seen actually a lot of Anduin in NGS. The ban here, great ban there, banning out one of the supports. The silence is a killer. Especially with the Nubrak, you can lock them in there, body block them afterwards. I don't mind that one at all. That kind of forces them into something like a Malfurion or a Deckard. And I think they're okay with that, especially if it's something like a Deckard, they don't have a cleanse. That's kind of the same thing with the Stukov too, though. You could have left that one up. It's just that silence is so disruptive. On this other side, they can ban, again, support or probably off lane here, I would expect. Yeah, they ban out that Anduin. Like I said, they do not want to give them that get out of jail free card. If they're able to just yoink that Diablo out of there, they're going to blow all their cooldowns, and then Wipe Them Again can just walk forward. Picking up a Dahaka here a little bit early on in the draft. Usually you say that off lane for a little bit later. I feel like they're saving something to flex. Now Dahaka here, there's only a couple bushes, but you know, he's still got pretty good wave clear. He can still get into the back line. Picking up someone who's, again, a little beefier to walk into these guys. Not too bad here. And again, Dahaka can go into a spell shield type of a build too and just walk onto the Jaina. And that could render a pretty... That could render that damage a little bit lower.
Hey, man.
Quick shout out there. Thanks, Giggle Schmack, for the follow. So into deep, getting some wave clear in the Leo. Not a bad matchup against the Dahaka. You might have some good Entomb targets here. You know, Lucio's pretty fast. Diablo is probably what you're draining off of. You know, you're gonna drain, you're gonna bullet, you're gonna drop everything onto him. There's some definite burst combo here. I still want that save mechanic here on the other side. That's really what it comes down to. They end up going even squishier. Not that she's going to be a main target, but that's going to be a little bit tougher to play into. She's going to have a lot of mobility. It's going to be a little bit tough. A Nubrak and Leo both have to be really careful on their engages. But you know, Lucio's going to have to be high-fiving people all over the place here, and he's going to be deep in it. And that might put Tudor right in the path of a big Ring of Frost. We'll have to see what happens. Draft is done. Into deep, taking on Wipe Them Again, game number 1. Really big burst potential inside of Into Deep. On the other side, the longer the fights go, again, it didn't look like they wanted to deal with sustain, banning out that Ana. And, again, macro, they banned out the Abathur. They picked up this Dahaka, and they picked up the Sylvanas. So they can actually push quite a bit and play the side lanes a little bit. I'm actually wondering if Wipe Them Again might even opt to give up the first objective and just kind of push around. We'll have to see if they make that play. But their fights, they definitely want them to last a long time. They want to wait till 10 when they can get that sound barrier out there. Here we go. Game number 1. You got Rosai from Into Deep playing the Leoric, Loxley on the Greymane, Bacon running the Jaina, Key on the Tirana, and Blemzy playing a Nubrak. And Wipe Them Again with a 2-2 record, sitting perfectly at 500, hoping to climb right over. They've got Kuroha on the Dahaka. Everybody's stacked up. I'm guessing that's Tudor again on the Lucio. You got Hound of Havoc on the Diablo, Sovereign on Sylvanas, and Love Dart on Vala. Don't you love it when they group up? Now, I don't know what happened with that top bar. I tried to get Ali Obs back on. I'm going to have to figure that one out again, but still not showing their portraits. So we'll have to deal with the talents bar down here. Like I said, we'll keep an eye on some of the talents too, especially that Diablo. It's actually Devil's Duel, not the Soul Shield, so eventually he'll still, you know, get that sustain. Wave clear a little bit on the side of Into Deep here. They're going to leave one minion there. Bacon really wants that, so he's going to take care of that one. Quick rotation to the top, and right now Leo with a little bit of a speed advantage over Kuroha. He's going to be able to teleport on up here on the conveyor belt, help clear out that mid lane, and they're going to be really fast here. So nice rotation again from Into Deep. And that's something that we've actually seen from them. Nice early game rotations, and then usually it's that mid to late game. So we'll see how they scale here. Again, nice fast rotation to the mercenary camps, and we're going to look for Wipe Them Again. A little bit behind on this wave clear, but they'll want to peel some people off here. And Sovereign here has actually gone into the Unfurling Shadow. So Sovereign actually wants to fight as much as possible and hang out with them. A little bit of wasted movement here. They're actually going to switch things up and take the other camp. They're going to take the siege camp first. This actually opens it up for an invasion here. And usually why you see people take this turret first is because if you take it at about that minute 30 mark, you actually get another one by the time the objective comes up. Now they're starting to trickle in. All 5 here. They have to leave that top siege camp, but it's a 5-on-5 early fight here. Right onto the point. Kuroha has to burrow down. The stun goes on to Love Dart. Getting low in the back. Loxley backing out. Bacon drops the turret, but steals one, so a net gain for Into Deep. And meanwhile, they had only cleared out two of those sieges, and now they actually go back and clear it out. But Into Deep is going to get one of their own, and it's back to wave clear. And somehow, if you check out the experience, 0 kills, but a full level lead just based on rotation and wave clear. They had to abandon the lanes to protect their turret. At this rate, by the time the objective spawns, they might even hit that level 7, and Wipe Them Again will have no choice but to give it up. So Wipe Them Again really has to pay attention. Right now there's nobody up in the top lane again either. But this, you know, even if they end up falling behind a little bit, what they need to do is just push with that Sylvanas. With this Sylvanas, they actually need to start ripping some towers down, make that, equalize that experience. But this is another fight onto the point here. A charge into Blemzy, but he just lets him walk away. Flips back over. Blemzy goes back in. He was at 25%. Hound goes down, and Blemzy walks away with a shield. And they're still fighting over this support camp. Kuroha taking a lot of damage, but so is Loxley here. They're going to pick up that support camp. The nice stun to knock Kuroha up so he couldn't get back onto the point. Another turret was dropped, but they get a kill. They get the support camp. Into Deep in control right now, and somehow it's actually Key who's holding on to the objective right now. He's gonna have to back it up. Definitely cannot chase into that or face up with the Dahaka, but once the rest of the team gets here, they're gonna have an easy time. They do see Sylv up in the top lane, so it'll be 5-on-4 once they decide to move on here, and I'm surprised that they're actually being so patient even though it's 4-on-4 here. So you can see on the left side about 12 seconds before that turret comes back up here, and they're being extremely patient, waiting for this level 7, like I said. And this is when they'll start to move in. So once they chase them off, expect them to go back for that turret. And this is what Wipe Them Again has to do. They actually have to contest a little bit, not commit too much, because that engagement is coming in. Blemzy decides to go in deep here. The stun, Love Dart with a nice vault gets away. Rosa again charged into the turret, and he's going to take a little bit of damage there, but Into Deep takes control. They're going to actually start to channel now. A little bit of damage onto Hound of Havoc. And right now, you don't necessarily have to go for the turret, but if you know people are on the map and you've got time to do it, and there it is. They spend all 4 to make it a little bit faster. Blemzy gonna have to stay on his side here, and I'd like actually Key to keep the heals on him. Hound of Havoc can't go too deep. He actually used his charge already, and there Blemzy tries to counter. There's the stun, a little bit of mark on him. He's gonna get 15% armor reduction. He's going down. Turret dropped, and now it's just Kuroha into the back. 5-on-5 though, and it is level 7s each. Support camp did actually go down, and it's not going to go down. It's going to stay up, but Greymane is the one that goes down. Hound of Havoc getting low too, and Key being faced up by Tudor. Tudor trying to be an assassin in the back line here, and he might just succeed because he softened him up, and Love Dart actually vaults ahead for that takedown. So good fight here from Wipe Them Again, identifying the damage and the targets to get onto, because you had Tudor the whole time trying to push out Tyrande, and then it was Love Dart coming in to finish things off. So 2 kills to 1. Wipe Them Again gets a little bit of control back. They actually have Diablo and Vala in here. I probably would have liked to have seen them just throw Lucio in there and leave that Vala out just for a little bit of damage. I know you don't usually want to leave your support in there, but this early in the game you want as much damage going out as you can. And really this Lucio is just in there. And I'm surprised they're actually sitting here waiting for a gank. Bacon might actually get pushed back. Sovereign actually peeled off. I think they might have had that kill if they committed 100% there, especially with that nice boop from Tudor. I was gonna say they weren't doing too much just sitting in the bush, but you know, trying to wait for that gank. I thought they would have pushed a different lane here, and they're actually gonna push on up and try to get a turnaround here. Burrow in. Kuroha trying to walk past everybody. He's not going to be able to walk through everyone anymore. Loxley diving in, gets the kill onto Vala. A little bit too squishy here. Kuroha really low here. Loxley just walks right by him. Didn't even auto attack here. And they're going to peel off and take their 1 kill. 2 kills to 2. Just as I thought, this was going to be a pretty even game. And you know, that one level lead, just because of the team fights, just because of the objectives, the experience is pretty much evened out. So wipe them again here. They're going to get to that level 10. They're going to be able to you know, rotate and find those good fights. They are a little bit slower to most of their camps. In Too Deep still a little bit quicker, and this level 10 might mean a free support camp for them. They're bringing a little Leoric up. Sovereign is probably going to see it on the way back, and they're at level 10, but most of their team is over on the right side there. So that's just going to be another free support camp, and that's the power of that movement speed. If you know where you're going, you're going to get there faster. If you don't know where you're going, you might still get there a little bit faster, but you know, you won't make that decision. Level 10's here. Now you can kind of tell who's up top. You're going to have a Nubrak with the Cocoon. You're going to have Jaina with that Ring of Frost. Actually going to be Starfall too, so this Entomb combination is going to be even deadlier. And then on the other side, oof, you got that haunting, that Wailing Arrow, Lightning Breath, Strafe. A little bit of engage in the bottom here. Adaptation and the Sound Barrier. Adaptation, like I said, Kuroha might be able to get into the back line and stick onto that Jaina. He's going to have pretty much 3 health bars if he plays it right. And I think Kuroha might be the pivotal point in this fight. Love Dart and Sovereign, big damages, so we'll see how they do. And right now, In Too Deep, actually using the Nubrak Beetles to push in for those towers. Oh, what's up, Kozer in the chat? Masma says I have an echo, so let's see. I think it's actually picking up 2 mics for some reason. There you go. We turned one of the mics off. We've got the 1 mic on. Hopefully that quality is right on. Nice Entomb here. Burrow comes up a little bit short, but that Ring of Frost somehow just melts them. Don't worry. I fixed it. I fixed that echo. Yeah, big combo there. Really nice engage. Like I said, that Entomb, really strong. Gets 2 people in there and the combo to follow up. We're going to look for more of those. But now they're actually fighting underneath here, and Blemsy caught in there. No beetles. He's going to have to Cocoon 1, try to spawn as many beetles as he can to get out. And his turret actually dropped. By Wipe Them again before the objective. So that's unfortunate. They would have liked to have saved that one. So despite getting those 2 picks, they actually engaged a little bit too deep, and now they have to back before the objective because they're all low on health. So fighting in a little bit too far. Wipe Them again did use a turret, but now they're going to be able to push in. They're going to be able to get percentage on the objective, and so that's a little bit of a misplay from In Too Deep. They did get the 2 kills, so again, experience, half a level up on them. They're going to have 13, but the 13 to 10 advantage, not that big. Wipe Them again can actually fight this. Another big Entomb here. No ring just yet, but the Starfall on there. Hound is going to go down. Love Dart next, and that's enough. Support camp did go down there. Probably a little bit premature, I would think. Blemsy taking a lot of damage again, 75% chunk. But there's only 3 of them. If they had 1 more person up, they probably would have been able to do it. Nice peel off here by Rosei. They have firm control over the top, and he's going to get a little bit more advantage. 4-on-4 up at the top here. I'd really like to see Key auto attack this wave and keep healing the rest of his team up. You know, he's actually just hanging out on the point. I would leave somebody else there. You gotta heal these guys up, and if you get these auto attacks onto the wave here, you should be playing more on the wave and leaving 1 person on the point. Most of the time you want to clear out that wave so your wave pushes in further, so you have the vision and you know when they're going to come in. If the waves are pushed in all the way to your side, you actually don't know where they're coming. A Cocoon comes out, Loxley's in, but they're all extremely low, and this might not turn out that well for In Too Deep. They get the first kill, they get the second one, but the Lightning Breath comes out, and everyone's so low that he might actually get some kills. Loxley at 10 HP here, gets the roll out, and Tudor, the assassin, gets him. Rosei here trying to fight out, and this turret just a little bit too far on the edge, not actually doing any damage here, and they're going to have to get back. Nice drag from Kuroha, and Blemsy is the last man standing. 99%. It ain't 100. So like I said, I think they needed to heal up before they went in. Of course, pre-tapping would have helped them out a lot there too. Loxley just diving in all the way. I mean, their name is In Too Deep, but Loxley diving in all the way without the support there. It means they actually end up losing this one. So it was another Entomb, but you know, they didn't have their full combo. Anytime you don't have your full combo, it's not going to go as well for you. Bacon. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the deaths. I always like looking at those. Tehran actually with 2 deaths. Loxley with the 2 there. Top damage. Sylve, of course, with that extra spread damage. She's going to be doing just fine for herself. Jaina, too. I think they need to basically keep on top of the DPS here. Kuroha did really well there, but if they can get the burst onto the Vala or the Sylve, they're going to be that much easier off. Big damage here coming out from the Protector. Still 60% here. A weird drag coming in, and Loxley is going to want that one back. I don't know what happened there. He was glitching out of his mind, and since he's the main damage, this might actually be a keep. You know, that level 16, he went in just before it was 16, and with the extra Sylve, of course, they're going to put a ton of damage on. They cannot lose anyone here. Bacon with the ice block here, almost gets the line here. Cocoon in the back line, and this Punisher, this Triglav is wrecking people. They're not quite going to finish off. A little bit of split focus here, and so they're not going to get the keep. It might honestly be even worth just to die for the keep right there, because they're going to get chased. Diablo goes down on that ring. Rosai and Blem's on the chase. There's that first stun. Love Dart gets a little bit of vault, but he's at about 20%. Two-door with the extra speed should mean they get out, but Blemzy from the back end, the follow-up from Key. That's going to confirm another one, and conveniently, they're at the support count. Back and forth. It's 11-7. Kills in favor of Into Deep, but the objectives, I feel, are in favor every time for Wipe Them Again. Another invade here. Rosai looking. He does have the Entomb. He's going to look for it. Diablo just went down, and there's going to be a stun. Just misses, but Diablo's going to melt because he doesn't have any more souls. I think Wipe Them Again has got to realize when they just have to give up the camp. Just give it up. You know, sometimes you can't fight it. I know you want to. Sometimes you can't. You know, you see 4 of them coming. You've only got 3. I know you guys think, you know, you're really tough. You're really strong. You probably outplay them. This is Heroes of the Storm. You got to go for those high percentage plays. Oh, Blemzy leading the charge here. Beetles on the gate. And with their damage, they can actually take out a turret pretty quickly here. You know, it's still 5-on-4. Diablo's got some time to come back, and even then, he's only got 4 souls. Top is going to be a problem, though. You can see up in the top, they did take the Siege Giants, or Siege Camp, and they've already got a couple of catapults starting to group up. Rosai is going to clear that one up. It would be really nice to time that one for the bottom objective once Objective C comes up. Oh, Blemzy with an engage here. Leoric making the rotation down. That's going to be a beautiful Entomb to lock them all in. He actually burrows, but Blemzy a little bit too far in. Nice damage coming out. Bacon going to drop the turret finally, but he's kind of stuck on his own. Anubrak's the first one to go down, but Loxley gets to execute onto the Lucio, and Sovereign's looking next. Loxley at 300 damage. Lovedart chasing it in, and it's going to be the turrets that get the kill. And Loxley here chasing them off. It's going to be 3-4-2 on an engagement started by a Cocoon. Man, Loxley keeps getting out with a sliver of health. 4 stacks of the Wizened Duelist. Wait, Jaina went down. Jaina. Bacon. Bacon, what are you doing? The action had died down, but Bacon wanted a little bit more. Bit off a little bit more than he could chew. Sovereign and Hound of Havoc. Easy kill. And that's right before Objective C. 16 seconds. 40 on that Jaina. It's going to be so much time, but you know what? They might have taken that time to get level 20 anyway. So I could see Rosai and Loxley pushing top, pushing mid, making sure that they soak those up. And with their level 20, they could just walk bottom. Level 20 Triglav could end the game down there. Big damage though, you know, between the Sylve and the Vala, they actually have pretty good Triglav clear. So it's totally possible that this is not game, and we're going to go to a 4th objective. Rosai showing. That's okay. Loxley might be able to gank that one. But they know they're going to get 20. They're going to start making their way towards the mid here. They might even be able to take a turret again. Please don't fight on this one. Wipe them again. You know better than that. Oh, we got Lucio leaving the game. I don't know if there needs to be a pause here. Let's take a quick check. Lucio is AFK here. I think Love Dart notices too. I don't know if I have the pause powers. PP? I do not have any pause powers or admin powers. So we're going to leave it to the teams here. I'm going to assume they'll pause it. if they need it. It looks like they've pinged him right now. You know, he's going to have a couple of minutes to join them back. They're going to try and get level 20 anyway, so they weren't looking for a fight. If there were a fight at that point, or if Lucio threw, that'd be a problem. This is pretty unfortunate. It'd be nice if Into Deep had taken this, but this is going to be a free one here for Wipe Them Again. Wipe Them Again, going to go in with a couple tools here. It'd be nice, again, if they took... Yeah, they can pause. I don't think they can see what I'm typing, though. They should just pause. There you go. So there you go. They've got the pause here. I'm going to transition it off just to a different screen here, just so we don't give away any map information in that next few seconds here. Where were we at? We're pretty much at the end game now. Hey, Short Steve, thanks for that hundo. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well, man. We're at level 20s. We've got Hunter's Blunderbuss. We've got Buried Alive, Ice Blade Arrows from the Turon, Ice Blink, no Cold Snap. Ooh, you know, Cold Snap into the Entomb is not crazy. It's not that terrible. It's not that terrible. And then Rewind on the Anubarak. So they're just going to sort out their AFK issue. Once they get level 20s here, we're going to expect Wipe Them Again to engage. But I don't think they're actually going to get level 20 before the objective is captured. It's already at 62%. It's already at 62%, and Into Deep is just ahead on that capture. The bottom lane was already pushed in. Top lane is going to be a bit of a problem. Lyric has to go push that one out. So you're going to see Rosai up there. He's going to push that one out. They lost their keep up there. So there is a possibility here at the end of the game where if Into Deep pushes in with the Tree Glove and it's a long siege and Wipe Them Again puts up a really good defense long enough to keep them busy, or Wipe Them Again actually wipes them, that top lane is going to be prepped for the end of the game, and Wipe Them Again can just walk up top and finish the game. So it all comes down to this last Tree Glove, potentially last Tree Glove. It's the third one. The other option is that, of course, Into Deep pushes. They maybe get a keep, and then they decide to back off, play it a little bit safer. We go to the fourth objective. It's going to be a middle one. Both teams will be stuck managing the top and bottom lanes. We got Kozer and Unaverted in the chat. What's up, guys? Good to see y'all. We're just waiting for the usual disconnect, technical difficulties in NGS or any HOTS. And right now it's first game, pretty evenly matched, 15 kills to 10. I don't know what I can show you guys here. Probably maybe this one, this between games. We're on Volskaya Foundry right now. Couple maps banned. I actually don't know if it's showing the correct maps being banned. But Volskaya Foundry going to be first one. Almost near the end. It's 17 minutes in. And I haven't actually flamed them that hard. So I'm going to start looking for things to flame, like Wizen Duelist at 4 stacks late in the game. I mean, it goes up to 30. So Loxley is an easy target, though. Loxley is an easy target. I don't want to pick on him too much. And there hasn't really been too much else to actually flame. I mean, aside from Loxley, three deaths, Keys had 3 deaths, and you know he's been in some tricky situations because of the Dahaka too. But Bacon had, I guess Bacon fed a little bit there too. On the other side, I mean, mostly it's been Diablo and Vala. 5 deaths on the Vala, 4 on the Diablo. Maybe just positioning there, and of course, like I said, I was calling for some burst protection at the end, and they ended up going into someone even squishier. Man. Unaverted, yeah. Casting is where I got my start in HOTS. And I did a whole bunch of Chair League. I did a little bit of NGS, and then I started to do some Open Division. I did a whole bunch of analysis for that, and then I got picked up as a coach. So yeah, if you ever want to give it a try, it's really easy to set up. It's really easy to co-cast. There's no pressure at all. You don't even really need a camera. You can co-cast and just be a voice. It's actually really easy to get started into casting now, especially with NGS, with so many leagues and so many games. Like every night there's something like 13 games a night or something. and you can just jump in and call a game. Of course, there's different levels. You know, if you get down into the lower levels, you know, the games are all over the place, but sometimes a lot of fun. You know, back when I was casting Chair League, I would take any game, and they would just be a good time. But it goes all the way up. This is a Division A, which is just below Heroic, so it's still pretty decent level. Teams know what they're doing. The drafts look coherent for the most part. You know, they still make a couple mistakes here and there, but I think that's where the casting and the analysis helps them out too. Is, you know, once almost every team that I cast goes back and watches the VODs, and then honestly, I get a lot of comments that say it helped out a lot, or, you know, they're gonna start working on different things. Maybe a quick plug, quick shout out to myself, this guy. Again, you can request casting or coaching. I'm starting to do that just in my spare time, whenever I feel like it. No guarantees. No guarantees that I will do it all the time. No guarantees that I'll do it all the time. But if you do, you can message me. I thought my Nightbot was on my side and would tell you guys about it, but apparently not. So we're gonna have to edit that guy out. There we go. Maybe he'll give that one to you now. The Nightbot will eventually tell you. You can either add me on Battle.net, HeroPhysio1951. You can hit me on Discord, always in the NGS channel, hanging around, or hit me up at Twitter, HeroPhysio. I go by Retired Hero now, but you know, HeroPhysio was the old me. Ever since the incident, right? Ever since the incident. Well, I think they're gonna give it a couple more minutes, and then they're just gonna roll with it, whether it's a bot or if it's their player coming back. It would be a little bit disappointing because there's actually really close. I always leave it to the teams. There are official rules, but if the teams are okay with it, then we roll with it. If they're not, of course, I'll be the enforcer and I will say, you know, rules are rules. But this is a amateur league, community league. The teams are usually pretty friendly with each other. They usually scrim with each other. A lot of teams know each other just because they've either played multiple times in the same division or they've kept playing. So we got a message that says his whole DNS is down. They're just gonna go ahead and run with it. So really unfortunate. I think we're gonna go ahead and run with the bot. Not saying they don't have a chance, but it's gonna be a little bit tougher. So they're gonna start it up here. Let's get back into it. And one of them will unpause right away. 3, 2, 1. This is where we were last at. They'd just taken the support camp. Leo was on his way up to clear up the top. And you got Jaina, Greymane, clearing out the bottom here. Nice little push here to try and get that extra level 20. And they needed to do more of this with their Sylvanas. Anytime you pick up a Sylvanas, you need to just rush a lane. Nice gank attempt here, and they might actually get it. Roseye doesn't have that much longer to go. And Havoc here will probably get that flip, and that's going to be a kill onto Roseye. Nice gank, and this might even be a whole back door. Treeglove was spawned, but they're just going to let the time tick down, and this is maybe even the best case scenario. And as I say that, Vala again going down. Huge drag into the arrow. Jaina gets blown up just as fast as Vala. And now it's just Loxley and Key trying to defend. Big charge from Havoc. Gets the flip. No charge on the way back. Loxley dives in. Tries to roll back out. And that's the sound barrier. This might actually be game here. And wipe them again. Going all in with a bot here. Sovereign doing decent damage. They did lose quite a bit with the Vala going down. Now they're trying to circle through here. Blemsy, the only one up, trying to take care of the catapult here. Has to get onto the Sylvanas. That's a lot of damage from the Sylv here. And here, Leo's going to get back up, so they need to get back onto that Sylvanas as soon as possible. 38%. Did they just win with a bot? Wipe them again. Calling it. Saying, we gotta go for broke. And into deep. I mean, they wanted light flame, but they just lost to a bot. Hey, it's happened in XGC before too, though. Teams have lost to bots before because some of the bots are actually OP. You know, I don't know if you remember Murden bot, but now we've got Lucio bot. Sorry, Tutor. Sorry, Tutor. I'm not saying the bot did better than you, but the bot won the game. Okay? Let's take a look at the final stats here. Vala did get blown up at the end there. Otherwise, I think they could have ended much, much faster with her damage. She ended up doing 40k. Sylv, the star of the show, with 66k there. Rosa getting picked off at the end there. You know, not the biggest deal in the world, because the rest of the team could get back and he could respawn. I think they just need to, you know, rip a cocoon, really just force them back. You know, it was 5-on-4. They had to be really careful. It was late game. That was a dangerous situation. The Tree Glove was left all the way down in the bottom, and timer was going to run out. You know, Tree Glove only lasts for about minute and a half. It's about minute 40, I think, or about a minute and a half. And really, they were supposed to take that and run through the bottom lane and win the game. Instead, wipe them again, says, we've got a bot. We don't have a lot of options, because defending pretty much means losing at that point. So I really like what they did. They went up. Leo was just a little bit too far out, got ganked even though he tried to go with that Wraith Walk. They get the first gank. They get Greymane down. GG. That's all there is to it. Let's check out what the second game is. We'll get those lobbies up. I'm going to go chat with the teams real quick. I'm going to see what's happening with everything. So I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. I had to go flame him real quick. I had to go say, hey, you guys just lost to a bot. Now what? And he says he's going to bring it. He's ready to bring it, he says. I have my doubts. Let's switch it back. I actually updated it. I don't know if it actually shows it, but Into Deep actually picks Battlefield of Eternity. So that's where we're going to go, which is a little bit surprising. Maybe they have a strategy for this one, because it feels like Into Deep actually does better in the early game, rotating between multiple lanes, and then later on it's usually the team fights and everything. So I think later on, their mid game, their late game, their team fights, they need to work out their engages and what fights they want to take, what fights they don't want to take, and how they want to take the fights. So a little bit of work there. I do know they have a coach that they're working on. Hey, they're going to bring in a sub who is officially on their roster. Sounds good to me. Ondizer. I hope I'm getting that right. Fringe, good to see you out in the chat too. We got Masuma, with or without balls also in the chat. Thanks for hanging out, guys. No hat today. Just I took a shower after the gym, so it's all natural. All natural. Smells good. We're just waiting for the fifth one here, Battlefield of Eternity. Once we get that in, it's going to be game 2. Wipe them again. Up the one game. Looking good so far. Teams are having fun, even with a bot. But no repeat Lucio bot. They brought in the sub. Ondizer. Looks like they're ready to go. I'm going to hit him with the R. I think we're going to jump into it. Battlefield of Eternity. We have a chance here for 3 games here. I've only casted sets of 2 so far. 2-0, 2-0. Hopefully no more 2-0s. But wipe them again, up 1 game. Into Deep, down 1, and we had a finish. We had a finish. Wipe them again. Lucio, disconnect. Lucio bot rushes for the core. Lucio bot wins the game. It's all about that Lucio bot. DB Smiley, thanks a lot, my friend. This guy is a veteran caster. I don't know if you guys know or not. I just found out. But DB Smiley has been putting in work, casting a bunch of games. I saw the stats. DB Smiley, not just casting though. He's actually been part of the scene for a long time. So thanks a lot for that raid. Hope you had a good cast yourself. You've just jumped into deep and wiped them again. Wipe them again, up 1-0. Into deep, picking Battlefield of Eternity to try and get their revenge here. Banning out Mephisto again. 2 games, 2 Mephisto bans. First 2. Not even like a second ban. Same ones. So Anna again. Banning that one out. Hey, Nightbot's actually doing its job. Nice. Anna banned out again. And I wouldn't be surprised to see another Lucio, although we don't have two-door anymore, and I don't know if Lucio is in Ondizer's hero pool. So it may switch things up. That's usually what happens when you bring in a sub. They may have different preferences. They may have different strengths. Oftentimes they do. Second ban coming out. Last time it was a Chen. We're going to stick with the theme. Not giving much away here, but we would probably see another Nubarak right off the hop here. The Nubarak did look okay. They had some really good engages, but just as I say that, I guess Wipe Them Again didn't like the look of the Nubarak, and they're going to ban that one out here. They have a lot of options here in terms of warriors, and they might not need to go that way. They might be going for a DPS here. But this does leave, the Stukovs, the Anduins up. Sylve being picked and stolen away. I actually like this a lot. Sovereign was putting work in with a Sylve, and this time on BOE, why not? Pretty good. We got Vala again. Love Dart. I'm sensing a theme here. But Hound of Havoc rips out the Artanis. This is race on race on race on race. But they've committed a lot to auto attacks, and that Johanna is wide open. Man, if they don't Cassia here or Lily here, maybe further down, maybe not this early on, they can pick someone else here. I'd like to actually see them fill this out with just a generic support like Amalf or their off lane. Taranda's okay too. They've been playing that quite a bit. And Tyrande will be able to mark up pretty decently. A little bit tougher to follow up on the Johanna Condemns. Okay with the Blessed Shields. But they've rounded it out. That's not a bad start for the Into Deep draft. Unfortunately, with the Wipe Them Again draft, they've given up a lot of their damage. So unless they transition a little bit to a little bit more mage damage, probably like a Li Ming and another warrior up front, I could probably see something like a Murden or a Tyrael here. They're going to have a little bit of a tough time. On the other side, because they've shown so much, I would have expected something like a Lucio Arthas coming out from Into Deep, or maybe even the Murden Arthas. Those kind of compositions that could just jump up there and just shut down auto attacking on Artanis and Vala. The Tyrande doesn't quite help that out. The Malf with Arthas and Johanna in front of him, you can never get to them. With the Lucio, if they would have picked it, they would have been okay there too. Even a Karazim would have been great for them too. They end up going with the Li Ming, like I said, when they opt for the Garrosh here instead. These are again best of 3, and we're in the second game. First one going over to Wipe Them Again, so possibility that we're going for a third game here, depending on how this goes. Now that Garrosh, not going to do as much into that Johanna, but possibility can outplay some of those shields. We'll see what they fill it out with. The Arthas not as great here. They're actually going to go with a Malthael and a Thrall. All right. I can see the Malthael, again, partially for the race, but also does pretty decent into the Artanis and Garrosh. And then the Thrall. Thrall's going to have to come up big. Thrall can flank and get on that Vala and Li Ming. He's going to have a tough time going up against that Stukov. Stukov hits pretty hard, guys. But there's enough here. There's enough damage on the side of Into Deep. I would have liked to see a few different picks on that side. Wipe Them Again, though. They filled out the back part of their draft not bad. They opened up with 2 really auto-attack heavy heroes. But now they've got a Garrosh-Stukov combo and potential to just lob it up and let Li Ming finish it off. Don't mind that draft at all. So we should have that in game here. Perfect. So early game, you know what I'd actually like to see is if they could switch it up and probably push forward with the Sylph. Like I was saying, anytime you've got Sylph, you want to go push as much as you can. It's going to be Artanis up in the top lane, and they're going to be able to push much faster with the Sylph than they can with the Vala and the Leeming and the Garrosh. They're going to have to be forced to rotate to the top, and by that time they're probably going to have a tower, if not two. So let's see if they mess up the lanes a little bit. Otherwise they'll play standard 1-4 here. And you can see Thrall already making his way down, and the rest of the team is going to make their way down too. So they're just going to match up and meet each other in the bot lane. Into deep on the left side, Bacon playing the Thrall this time, Blemzy on the Johanna, Loxley switching up to the Sylvanas, Key AFK on Tyrande, and now it's Rosai on Malthael. Wipe them again, up one game after a big bot win. We got Sovereign playing the Li Ming, Ondizer the sub jumping in on the Stukov, Kuroha on Garrosh. You've got Love Dart one more time reprising the role of the Vala, and Hound of Havoc giving us something new with this Artanis. And it's actually Wipe Them Again that goes 4 top. Wow. It must be like they're listening in on this cast. Don't worry, there's a delay on this. There's a delay, don't worry. Good sense by them. Anytime there's a Sylph, you got to be careful of that. Jeez. Oh, hang on. That's a Crash Lightning. That's a Crash Lightning Thrall, and Bacon wanting those stacks steps up a little bit. Good thing Blemzy peels for him because Bacon ends up going down to 50% HP here. But he's going to get a couple stacks there, maybe just one early on. That's why you see the 4-on-4 matchup, because they did actually want to stack up. Oh, nice combo there from Sovereign from the side. But they did actually want to stack up there. Yeah, what's up, Hyper Mike? I do some casting every now and then. That's where I got my start. I'm back into it. Kuroha taking a ton of damage, and he's got to be careful. You know, if he steps up and Blemzy does his job and just gets in his way, Kuroha doesn't want to throw him. Ever. He doesn't want to throw him. Bacon here coming down. Hopefully they don't show here. They do see Key up here, and they might actually come down and look. And there it is. Sovereign looks. There's a nice blind. Damage coming in, but they're a little bit too late. In too deep. Again, faster to the mercenary camps. They take this. They're going to start fighting here. They're going to try to pull Kuroha back. 75% damage and counting. Kuroha. He's going to have to be careful. The later this game goes, the more damage is going to come out. And he might not survive all these engages. Blemzy taking a ton of damage. I'd like to see him tap up here. Usually about a minute 30 you can go back and tap for free and have another one back up for that 3 minutes. A lot of players miss that tap, but it helps you out in terms of, well, HP and MP. Take a quick look at the top here. It's pretty even lane here. They're pretty much just clearing the waves and going back and forth. There's not a lot of counterplay here. Rosai gets the swap, but not quite in the towers. Nice try, Hound of Havoc. We do catch that one. That's a great way to win the lane, though, if you are an Artanis. If you can get that swap back into double towers, you're going to do a ton of damage here. Bottom camp cleared up, and that gets you a tiny, tiny lead, maybe about 10% on the XP. And so Key starts this off. Loxley going to help him out. And they haven't actually pushed a lot with the Sylph, but they did get a mercenary camp. It's going to be Kuroha and Love Dart finishing off their camp as well. Blemzy, though, extremely low, so he's going to have to be before this phase here, and he's going to have to do it soon if he wants to get back. It's already too late now because it's about 7 seconds to get back, 10 seconds to get back to the middle now. He's a little bit late. He is going to be a little bit late. Camp going down to the bottom. Hopefully they defend first, but it looks like they're actually going to try and trade and opt for that trade here. Johanna going to be a little bit late. Ideally, Johanna would already be here to blind them up and to slow them down. But it is In Too Deep, who's actually much faster and all grouped up around here. They had actually split off Love Dart to try and clear this up. So the halftime going to go in favor of In Too Deep. And they actually have time now to clear the top. Rosai goes there. Wipe Them Again has to go defend now. Blemzy already stepping up, blinding them. It's going to give him some space. That's going to give him some time. Hound of Havoc definitely going to look for a swap here, and it's going to be Bacon getting into the backline, but he doesn't care. He's just going to throw his abilities out there. Rosai coming in from the flank too, taking a lot of damage, but now they're all clustered up. Rosai going to get a ton of healing now. He's going to have to back off a little bit. Love Dart from the flank takes him out, and Blemzy now right in the heat of things. Bacon sees red, but they all get topped up. Ondizer doing his job on the support, coming in. And now that's going to be a toss. Sylvanas goes down. Blemzy not getting the kill. 116 HP. Sovereign missing the shots. Kuroha missing the stun. He gets away. But what happened? What happened that entire time was that damage was going through. Damage was going through, and they ended up... See, and this is where I would have liked for the rest of the team to actually just go bottom. If they go bottom, they could take that wall. This is going to get cleared up. They're not actually going to push up, and it would have taken them at least 10 seconds to go all the way down. Instead, they try to take the towers down here, and they're going to get the wall, but probably not much more than that. And so those towers were most likely going down anyway. They probably could have gotten this wall down too, and they would have evened out that XP back at the level 7. So Blemzy with the blind here actually turns around, tries to get that condemn. Left art down to 50% here. Loxley tried to target the same one here, but Key not able to follow up. Neither was Bacon. Rosei comes up with a big rotate here, and they're going to go for this top camp. Sovereign makes that rotation too. Big 5-on-5s early in the game here. 5 minutes in. Blemzy walking in the back line. Rosei huge in the back line. 3-man Cleaves in the back here, and actually he's going to get focused down here as they turn around on him. But now Garrosh low. Own dives are low too. Tries to get a silence right in the middle there. Bacon a little bit low. Is the swap going to come through? No. Chain lightnings. Nothing there. They walk away with the camp. No kills. Sylv actually going to push as they're backing, and as they're backing, they don't mind pushing. Nice owl there from Key. Nice try, though. He was trying to dismount or interrupt one of those. And they're going to end up getting this anyway. The Merc Queen going to help out, obviously. And they're going to burn that one down after the Immortal goes down. Fast rotation down to the bottom. Rosei already on it. They're going to have to leave someone up here. It's going to be Blemzy and Bacon. Blemzy with the shield again. Again, a little bit low on mana. Same with Loxley too. They're going to go back. Kuroha just low on HP, but everybody else had tapped up or gone back, and so they're going to be just fine for this phase here. Camps should be coming up right away. If you time out the objectives and the mercenary camps, they usually spawn at about the same time. So your internal clock should be working that way. Quick pickup here by Rosei, and they're going to be in defensive positions. XP slightly in the advantage of wipe them again. So I like the defense here. They've got the Garrosh, they've got the swap potential. They can fight under the stuns here. And there it is, Kuroha almost just missing Blemzy, and Rosei just walking into the backlines. And then they turn around onto Kuroha. Rosei sees it, one more, and he's gone. Hound of Havoc wasn't even there yet. He was in that bottom lane. So a 5-on-4 into deep, taking a favorable fight. Unfortunately for wipe them again. They're going to try to put the damage onto Johanna. And Johanna, one of the toughest tanks to kill. Halftime solidly in favor of into deep, and this one spawns to the top. They're going to get a fast rotation here. They're going to get this down to another 25%, and there's not even going to be a contest. Blem's going down, gets the blind just on the Stukov though instead of everyone else here. He's going to try and condemn them, chase them off. They're going to have a 50% shield Immortal now. This is pushing into level 10 territory, so I want into deep to be a little bit more aggressive here. They need to push on in and really get as much as they can, but instead Malthael up in the top lane, Garrosh going there too. He's not going to do a ton in terms of the defense, but his wave clear is not good whatsoever. 5-on-4 now because they've peeled the Garrosh off. I don't think that was the best move here. They do have 2 ranges here, so keeping that Artanis up top is not bad because they don't have peel here anymore either, and that's going to be an arrow going out. The root comes out, and Rosei into the back line. That's going to be a stack for sure. Blemzy actually falling in, but falling in too deep. Sovereign turns that one around. Gets the first kill instead of pushing further now. They're going to have to be a little bit more careful because Garrosh is coming from the top lane here. Rosei might just be tossed over the gate there. You got to be careful on that side flank there. Couple towers here, and that's honestly all they can hope for here. Loxley getting stunned out here. The Kuroha gonna finish that one off. I thought he might have been able to get away, but not quite. Again, they're a little bit in too deep. Bacon actually still holding on to his Earthquake. I don't know. I guess he's just hoarding it. He doesn't want to use it. And this Garrosh pick is starting to work out. He's finding a couple of these picks. Really aggressive invade. Last game, in too deep was doing all the invades. This time, wipe them again. Says, I think we want this cap this time. Blemzy doing a good job. being a nuisance in the back. And actually, Loxley is coming back. A big silence from Ondizer. No one shut that down. Huge taunt right on the point. Malthael, the first one to go down. The resets, more damage. Thrall, the next one. Blemsy, the next one. Another reset, but Sovereign almost out of mana, and that's going to be Hound of Havoc trying to clean them up. 3 takedowns. All over a little camp. All over a little camp. So Wipe Them Again gets one back on In Too Deep for that camp invade. And there's some unused heroics in that one. Right? The Falling Sword wasn't quite back up yet. And they grouped up for a silence. They grouped up. They grouped up for that silence. They grouped up for Li Ming's orb damage. Really unfortunate. Sovereign popping off there. We might as well see the damage now, because that's 30k damage on the Li Ming when they're all grouped up together. I was playing Li Ming yesterday and I was asking, is she still good? Of course she's still good. The movement changes don't mean anything if everyone's standing still. 10% ain't that much anyway. Sovereign doing some good work here. Everyone else actually below 20,000, even the Vala here. But Vala, she's actually a little bit more concerned with the objectives and that sort of thing here. Sylph actually not doing as much damage. Thrall is the one doing more damage here. 23 stacks of that Crash Lightning. And it's going to be Wipe Them Again, getting the fast start here. Really fast, nobody interrupting that. And the blind coming down. Big orbital suppression pulse here coming down. And 50%. This one goes in favor of Wipe Them Again. Where's that defense we're looking for? Oh, this is aggressive spawns. Blemsy's got to go in hard here. Big blind, big engage. No, they're going to slow it down. Kuroha gets the taunt, but the last rites instantly deletes him. Earthquake was used there too. It's going to force them off a little bit. Loxley, the lone one back. Blemsy going to have to try and soak up as much damage as possible. Key to Rosai as well. Bacon needs to step up here on the other side and watch that. Hound of Havoc looks like he wants to poke in. And it's just Sovereign and Love Dart. They're trying to poke in as much damage as possible. Loxley now slowly getting the better of this trade. Blemsy walking up. Bacon too. The Rain of Vengeance comes down. He's going to shield himself. And actually Hound of Havoc pulls himself in the route there. They're going to have a little bit more time. Key's got to do a little bit of a better job healing him up here, and they're going to have to back off here. Has Loxley done enough burn there? Falling Sword into the back, but it's a little bit too late. The Immortal goes over to the enemy team, and now first kill. Resets coming out. Second kill. Loxley. That's going to be another one. Sovereign and Loxley. Loxley gets the better of him, but he still trades out. That's going to be 3 for 2. Unfortunately, Immortal going to the side of Wipe Them Again. And that one's walking in bottom. It's really bold decision to go back in from Blemsy there. He's about 10% HP. Falling Sword into the back line. Why not? They were clumped up. Don't get me wrong. They were definitely clumped up, but he couldn't survive after that. This one's a fort for sure. Malthael up in the top lane going to try and get that XP back. This is at best going to get the wall. I don't think it'll get that far. It's only a 12-minute Immortal here, already 75%. So, nice move here. Wipe Them Again, understanding that they can't really push up and take much there. Really nice. They're going to go burn this down. Rosai, equally good response. Mounting up and trying to get out here. You don't have any vision. You don't know where they are. A lot of really aggressive rotations can come through here. And now you can see them here. Level 14.5. Wipe Them Again. Taking the experience advantage with 10 kills. They are getting the better of these fights, and it is Sovereign with a reset and on top of a reset, which I thought, you know, the Thrall would have been okay. The Malthael, picking both of them, I would have picked big health pools into this Li Ming. Big health pools into Li Ming so she could not get a reset. So you have somebody to sit on top of her so that her spells do not get max value on everybody. Instead, they go 2 squishier melee assassins, and now Hound of Havoc. That could have been a potential swap there. Another invasion here. A little bit scarier, I think. If this time, if they send somebody to interrupt the silence, that's what they got to do here. Toss back. Unstoppable will get back on the point. Silence does come out again, but a huge arrow, and everybody's low. Kuroha and Hound of Havoc going to go down here. Ondizer not going to be able to get away because Blemsy jumps into the back, and that's going to be 4 this time. In Too Deep, making adjustments on the point fight. Sovereign might not get away either. Rosai, he's so fast. He's going to get the cleave. He's going to get the mark on. One more. He's going to tick down 15 HP. He's going down. Bacon actually tanking this one here. But remember, they've got Sylvanas, so they're going to instantly get this keep. Another camp marching down in the bottom lane. Objective spawning. They're going to have a really decisive head start on this one. In too deep with a great fight. A little bit aggressive from Wipe Them Again. They could have traded camps. They could have taken bottom and theirs, actually netting them 2 camps for 1. But they wanted that. They wanted that so bad. And they thought they could do the same thing. They thought they could just silence the point again. But that arrow from Loxley, the Starfall even from Key, that did a ton of damage just on point this time. And they had all their heroics. So they just dropped them all at the same time. The last fight, they didn't have those cooldowns. So it's not even like they had to change a lot. They just had their R buttons this time. Blemzy, Kuroha facing up 50%. Really, In Too Deep can be pretty patient here. They're so far ahead. Bottom lane too. Starfall actually comes out a little bit early, but this should mean that they can push up a little bit here and do some poke damage here. Blemzy, gotta be careful. There's a shield. Actually baits out Hound of Havoc, who gets back in. No stun on him. They're going to try and walk him down. Rosai deep in the back here. 50%. They're going to go ahead and try to walk on forward here. The defense coming out, but I think In Too Deep is getting the better. Last Right's coming out. Falling Sword is going to chase him off, and that's going to be the beginning of the end, as they say. Stukov goes down. Blemzy really deep in there. He zones out so many people when he jumps in there, and the rest of his team can just walk up and focus one. So really nice work there, and really nice coordination for them to walk up. And with this win, it's possible that we're looking at a game number 3. Really healthy, 100% on this shield. They're actually be even more greedy. Blemzy says, we're taking your camp. And they actually opted to eat all of Sovereign's damage instead of letting it fall onto the camp there. I think Sovereign's actually helping them out there. Gonna have to be a little bit careful. Blemzy 50% MP. Rosai as well. But this is really powerful. And the bottom lane's pushing up. They've got a camp. They've got catapults. 100%. This sidewall's even busted down. In Too Deep, in really good shape here. But talents are equal. Heroics are up. 24 on the last rights. Loxley taking a ton of damage. He does turn off one tower. The blind coming down against Suppression Pulse. Rosai gets tossed in the back, taunted, and there's going to be a ton of damage coming out, but Earthquake is even more damage. Kuroha just barely getting out, but the Falling Sword into the back line here. Big blind onto the back here, trying for a swap. Nothing there. First keep going down. The last rights, just enough to finish off Garrosh. So it turns out that the Malthael works out. A nice root from the Bacon here. Ton of damage coming out from Sovereign once again. But they're just going to back up. And this Immortal still 100%. They're getting on here. Love Dart doing what he can. Another rain. Big damage. Rosai and Bacon actually falling really low. Second rain comes down. But it's already too late. 50% on this Immortal. And that's GG. In Too Deep. Evening it up. We're headed to game 3. Let's go. Let's check out that match summary. There it is. Hyper Mike, thanks for that follow. We'll check out these stats here. Big damage from the Thrall. 48k with that Trash Lightning. Who goes that build anyway? But they did stack up. It was a Stukov who, you do have to be in range of each other so that you can actually pass off those pustules. So, it makes sense. That range is about the same. I thought they were going to have some problems just with the swaps, just with the Garrosh engages because of the Malthael and the Thrall. I thought they would have picked another Bruiser, someone with a little bit more CC. Of course, Thrall does have the Root, and he does have the Earthquake. Li Ming, though, anytime she could reset, she did. Big damage coming out from the Li Ming there. Stukov has some really nice silences. It was really just, again, the greed and playing around the mercenary camps. I guess if there's one thing to take away from today, wipe them again, work on your mercenary camps. That's everything from timings to when to invade and when not to invade. Let's check it out. We'll wait for that third lobby to go up, and while that's going up, I'm going to shout out this shirt. This is my SPCA shirt. Local cat friendly. This is actually local artist. Support your animals. I'm sure you have all heard about animal cruelty and all of that, especially on Twitch and all that, just because I do live in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, so a little bit closer connection. I do support cats. I have a great cat. If you subscribe, you get that Hero Fat Cat, and I see Massimo with that in the chat. Thank you for all kinds of support, whether it's the follows, whether it's just hanging out whether you do hit me up for casting or coaching, it all actually means a lot to me, especially post HGC era. Let's get that third lobby set up. I'll jump out real quick, talk to these teams. We'll be right back. Man, these guys are fast. They're ready to go. Big shout out there to Blemsy with the 669. Love to see it. Thanks so much. I'm still not going to be biased, though. No bias, no bias. I'm ready. Game 3. Map pick. We're going to Dragonshire. Ooh, it is one of my favorites. It's one of the ones where I do a ton of coaching on because teams, I don't know why, teams don't practice it, teams don't play it. I like it. I've always liked Dragonshire, and since that art rework, gotta love Dragonshire. Game number 3, 1-1. Into deep, taking that last one, wipe them again, taking the first one with a bot. Never forget. Here we go. Game number 3. This is a big game. This is a big game. The teams have been pretty close. You know, the team fights have been going back and forth. Both have moments where they pick each other off, make a good rotation, make a good call, make a bad call. All comes down to this one. First band here going over to in too deep, meaning, of course, that wipe them again, pick this one, which hopefully means that they're more comfortable on it, or they've got something spicy for us. That Garrosh was not bad. Garrosh great on Dragonshire too, especially in that Tribush area, if you can handle it. We've seen Mephisto ban after Mephisto ban. Are they going to change it up? This would be the one to do it. Mephisto does okay on this map. He's not bad on this map. I don't mind it. Back at the beginning of the year, Ed predicted that Mephisto and Sylvanas would be the assassins of 2019. We're almost there. We're almost there. I think teams are catching on. Anna being banned out again. We had a Chen ban. I would assume the same, especially with the shrine control here. Unless they plan on going to Rexar. Rexar slightly wins that in terms of being able to push out the wave and just sustain on the point. So it is possible. But man, they're consistent. So maybe they have scouted something out. I don't think Wipe Them Again has played that many games, only 4 games here. And they go back to that Anna Abathur ban, not the Anubrak this time, so they leave the Anubrak open again. And this map is actually really good for Anubrak because he can burrow under and over all sorts of walls and body block and all kinds of chokes. I like the Anubrak here, but I don't know, maybe they're thinking they had something else planned out. Just depends whether or not they can play that into Anubrak if they don't pick it up early. The Johanna worked out pretty well for them. And they're going to go right back to it. Blessed Shield, Falling Sword, now you don't know. Now you don't know. And this is extremely safe. Extremely safe, good for wave clear. You can almost never go wrong with Johanna. There was a time, though, where Johanna, people were picking Johanna over and over and over again. They could not win. Hound of Havoc back on the Diablo. And Sovereign really likes that Sylvanas. You know, the only time Sylvanas kind of suffers is when she deals with extreme range. That's your Hanzo, that's your Li Ming, that's even your Sergeant Hammers. You know, she just can't get that close. So we'll see what they end up doing on the other side. Diablo, though, big pick for them. Already had success with Diablo. But this time into a Johanna. A little bit different. Falstad for a little bit of macro. Loxley this time switching over to the Thrall. It was Bacon last time. A little bit of a role swap here. We don't know, though, if that's a solo lane Thrall or if that's a 4-man Thrall. Could be either. And that's what I like to see in draft, though, is flexibility. Flexibility in draft is great. What I'm still worried about here, though, is there enough damage? You're going up against a Diablo. If that guy gets stacked up, that's a beefy boy. Thrall, he's going to have a little bit of percent damage. Falstad, he's going to have a little bit of percent damage. But you got to get up close and personal. You got to stay right up on top of them. If you get that close, things might be over. Stukov being banned out. That Stukov-Johanna combo, they really hate those silences. But it's also because they use the silences too. Banning out the Lucio here. We're going to find ourselves in a little bit of a support choke. But not really. There's so many supports now. They did go Anduin in the first game. Not bad here either. And there it is again. My feeling is they're going to hold... Well, actually, they didn't hold their offlane last time. So they might actually just go ahead and pick their offlane here. Something like a Blaze would be, stable. They did play Dahaka that first game too, so again, why not? They end up picking up that Hanzo. So now they've got that range advantage. Pretty decent wave clear between the Sylve and the Hanzo, so they've got that covered up. What's gonna be it for Key? Key's gonna, of course, be the support. Rosai is the off lane, so I feel like the off lane pick is coming up. I don't know. They may go something pretty wild here. Maybe like a Yrel. Something that can get into the back line. The Diablo's not bad either. They do still go back to Malthael. Still with the Malthael. Can't argue it though. You're going up against Diablo and we're worried about having enough damage for that Diablo. This time though, they don't have that upfront burst with a Falstad Thrall. Yes, they have the mark from Tyrande again, but it's not going to be as fast. Final pick here, they need something they need something mobile is what I'm going to say. They need something a little more mobile and might be able to peel off for that Diablo. Whoa! It's going to be a Rag. It's going to be a Ragnaros up in the top lane. He actually does all right into these matchups. His wave clear, pretty decent. Better than decent. And if he plays it right, sometimes he can use that meatball to bully some of these guys out. If it's a Malthael, for sure, right? All Rag has to do is just throw that out there. He's going to try to scoot around him, get a Q onto the wave, clear that up, or just hang out. Let's see how this goes. This is getting into game number 3. Division A. Into deep. 1 game. Wipe them again. 1 game. This is it. Dragonshire, their final map. Wipe them again. Won the first one on Volskaya Foundry. Into deep. Winning the Battlefield of Eternity. Here we go. Into a wipe them again pick. It's going to be Into deep on your left side. Repping the blue. The home team. Loxley on Thrall this time. Bacon on Falstad. Blemsy still on Johanna. Rosai again on the Malthael and Key. Solid as ever on that Tyrande. Over on your right. Wipe them again. Kuroha switching it up. Instead, Garrosh, main tank, he's actually swapping over to the Ragnaros offlane. Hound of Havoc now. He's going to be on Diablo. Sovereign, once more on the Sylvanas. Love Dart, he's going to be on the Hanzo this time. So switching up from the Vala, 2 games of Vala here. And Ondizer, he's going to be that Anduin. So a different Anduin this game than last time. But, does the same thing. You press D, you pull someone back. Let's check it out. Blemsy already taking an aggressive position in the bush. I actually like that. They were going to stop them from rotating. Great vision arrow there from Love Dart to scope that out. Diablo super weak early on, so they try to punish that, and Blem's taking a ton of damage here. So Bacon hanging out in the middle here. Key gonna make sure he gets out there. Faster rotation again. Into deep does this pretty well. They're gonna be able to jam him up here in the tri-bush. There's the blind just a little bit too early. Hound of Havoc just forcing his way in. He's gonna get stunned, and that's a ton of damage to force your way in. That's a little bit of the risk there. So Blemsy gonna make his way up. Rosa actually doing a great job double soaking here. Kuroha just chasing him, just harassing him, and here's Key peeling off right away. Bacon hanging out in the bottom lane and catch whatever soak he can. Blemsy so aggressive. He gets that vision here. You're gonna get charged up. No flip here because he uses the shield. Gets 1 extra auto attack in, just to show him what's what. So a little bit faster here, and if they want, they might be able to go ahead and try to invade here. I don't think they will, though. I think they'll actually go ahead and rotate for the bruisers here. Blemzy again, keeping vision here. He's going to have to be careful. Gets back in there. His shield should be coming back up right away, but not a lot of damage to follow up. Let's check out that top lane. Kuroha about to go in here. They're going to fight it out here. Both camps down there are going to fight each other. Rosa actually deciding to peel off and get the rest of this here. You do have control of the bottom, and that's what you need to do on Dragonshire. You have to communicate when you have control of one shrine or the other. And here, their siege camp into deep siege camp is going to get cleared out because he captured it first, walked all the way over, and now they get to escort there. Wipe them again, gets to escort theirs while they capture this up. So again, wave clear is a little bit weak here, just until Bacon gets a little bit stronger. Johanna gonna have to watch the mid here. Loxley a little bit low on mana too, so he's gonna have to watch his management there. They're stepping up here, 4-on-4 in that bottom lane. Oh, if only there was a Dahaka on the other side, they'd be able to dig right down and win that fight here. And there's gonna be a bit of a one-on-one here. Kuroha a little bit low on mana, so I think Rosai winning that one out here. The flip onto Blems, nice peel from Key, and they're gonna keep walking up. Loxley with that early tap, he's gonna try and queue it up here. He needs to make sure he gets a couple more of these finishing hits here. Just for his Echo of the Elements. So he's at 8, which is not too bad. But always could be stacking that up a little bit faster here. Blemzy taking a ton of damage. Key just cannot keep up with the amount of DPS that's coming. And sometimes that's a problem when you go solo tank. Is that, you know, Loxley's got to get in there, or your melee or your bruiser, whoever it may be, has to go in there and take some of that damage too, so that the main tank can't be eating 2 sets of damage. The charge onto Bacon, the flip onto Bacon, the first feeder of game number 3. Let's bring that up. There it is. First death. Nice rotation here. Hound of Havoc calling on his team to immediately go down. This is usually what you want to do. When you get a kill, you search for whatever's in the area. It wouldn't have been bad if they decided to take this tower down either. Sylve, for sure you can take that. But by getting this, they'll most likely get that tower and that wall anyway. They also get the XP from this, take it off the board, generate some pressure in the bottom. They can rotate to mid, maybe bump up towards top, and maybe force a Dragon Knight pressure. That's usually how it works. But with a Sylve, instead of trying to play for Dragon Knight, sometimes you just play straight up for the damage here. So you want to get in pretty aggressive here, bust that gate down, get a flip again, and a nice charge. Oh, no charge. Nice charge opportunity anyway. So if they get that tower down early, they can do a little bit more. If they get that gate down, they have a little bit more vision. And now their mage armor is gone, but they still walk away with that tower, so still a bit of a win. Which, again, early on, 4 minutes on, you're most likely going to want to rotate towards mid and rotate towards top so that you can have a 2-on-1 up here and get that capped. Then you make your way back down here. Hopefully you've chunked out that top lane enough because of your 2-on-1 that top lane is just yours. Oh, Blemzy with the shield barely getting out here. And Key can auto attack as much as you can. And this is maybe one area where you don't want to clear the way because you want Key to auto attack as much as he can for that CDR. Bacon getting flipped in again. He already used his barrel roll, and Bacon going down again. So Blemzy had already peeled off. Oh, Love Dart might actually get this kill. 200 damage. Loxley not wanting to leave Bacon alone, decides to cozy up in the Hall of Storms for another death. That's 3 kills to 0. With the Sylve, they get a little bit extra damage here. Surprised they're not going for the well first. Usually you clear out the healing fountain and then you get in. So I think it'll go down anyway. Bacon with an aggressive flying, saying, that's too many deaths. I gotta do something. But Hound of Havoc, he's gonna walk himself away here. Stun goes out, not enough damage. Blemzy, again, Sovereign. He's gonna keep putting that damage on Rosai. Coming on in, but they're so close to their gate, nothing's gonna happen there. And here we actually have Love Dart rotating all the way to the top to get that. Kuroha having a tough time, so he's gonna go all the way back here. I would actually like to see him use Molten Core a little bit more often there, especially just to bully out the Malthael. You can get a lot of damage out, clear the waves, and really, you're 5 minutes in, gotta make use of that. That's what a lot of rags don't do, is use it off cooldown. Especially if there's no objective threat coming in. It's great to have it for when the objectives are up, but you know, they're not going to capture it in 3 minutes. They're not going to capture it in 4 minutes. So you can probably use it pretty early. This is a fight first and then capture. You got to go do your damage first. You got to chase him out. You got to get aggressive and start hitting them. That's what you got to do. You got to push up. You got to push up and get him out. Big arrow coming out from Love Dart. Key barely getting away. That W just missed, and that's going to be enough to convert to the Dragon. Rosai a little bit slow on the top, and Bacon same there. Level 10 faster for Wipe Them Again, and the Dragon is the result. Pretty steady game here coming from Wipe Them Again. They seem to be a lot more patient this game. You know, just taking things that they can. No wild Merc invades, nothing like that. They're very much more together this game too, grouping appropriately. So bottom fort is gone, and I'm surprised they're not splitting off. Well, I guess it's because the Sylve is in there. Earthquake goes down. The Light Bomb did come out too. Big flank from Rosai. This is a 5-on-4, especially with the Dragon Eye there. Kick comes out here. And the Falling Sword, last rites, that's going to be your first stack. Big combo coming out. Kuroha makes his way down. Hound of Havoc getting low. The Root comes out. That's going to be enough to confirm. Loxley making the play there too. So they get 2 kills. Got to be careful with the Dragon Knight. I was surprised that they didn't split off and push mid and top and let the rest of the team push bottom, because bottom was so low anyway. But it turned out that Sylve was in there. Oh, Blems. Blems does have enough for his shield. Bacon going to get interrupted there. Nice interrupt from the Love Dart. Pretty low here. They're going to have to be pretty careful. Key really low. Blemsy, no shield this time. The charge, the flip. Blemsy, just enough heals from Key. But man, Hound of Havoc not wanting to let that one go. Lightning Breath to finish it off. Bacon flying in. Woo, that was optimistic. This is a great camp invade. Now, right after takedown. That's when you want that camp invade. That's a good one there. That's a good one there. The other option that you could have done was just hold there and then take these ones and then come back for it and try to stack a super push. But I think this is good. I think this is fine. It's a little bit optimistic to hope for a super push with the low cooldowns here. Bruiser's going to be the next one. They should be able to push mid and top here. They didn't go down for this one. It could have been an easy enemy siege, bottom Bruiser, own siege, and they would have been able to leave the bottom lane for a long time and probably been able to push in with this, probably for the top fort here. But because they left that bottom, they're going to have to make that rotation down now. So Malthael finishes this one off. Rosai is going to make sure those match up with each other, and they're actually just going to go up and clear instead of coming down. So this is a free camp. I think a little bit of a miss rotate here from Wipe Them Again. They're going to be just fine. A little bit early, actually. A little bit early. Could have held on to that one. But they decide to push up the top anyway. They don't care about this camp. They don't care because they've got a Sylve. They don't care. And again, Malthael is not going to be able to do enough here. Like you say, if you had a Yrel, maybe a Blaze, you could jump in, mess with them a little bit. That's a long rotate, and you know what? I don't mind this call. In too deep has to go ahead and trade. By the time they rotated up there anyway, it would have been gone. They would have raced their rotate. This would have gotten nothing. So, at the very least, they trade forts. Nice work from the Sylve team, though. That's what they wanted to do. They should be able to cap this on the way out here. Sylve comp not pushing through the mid here. They actually don't finish this off. They're backing right off because Rosai was stuck in the top lane. So it was going to be a 5-on-4 here. And this, because they've all rotated down here, Rosai actually has to go to the top. You know that they're going to have 5 down there. You have to flip the top. Nice arrow there, planting it right onto Loxley so you can see everything. Rosai needs to cap that. He's actually a little bit slow. That's going to be the first interrupt. Charge here onto Loxley, and it's not going to be in time. Oh, it is, just barely. And Blemsy eats the arrow, and that's going to be great. Oh, Anduin, Ondies are bringing him back in, but the Falling Sword stuns them up, and the Light Bomb try and stun him off, and actually that's Blemsy in too deep. And he's going to bait in Falstad as well, Bacon with another death. Rosai just making it back in time. 2 for 1. Diablo goes down, though. That's going to reset. Well, the souls were reset. He's still stacking them up. Oh, Malthael. Rosai gets caught by Sovereign and Kuroha. And this is going to turn into a Dragon Knight now with a 3 kills to 1. 7-3 total in favor. This is going to be 16 after this Dragon Knight. And it's going to be all the forts and potentially keep here off of the 16. We'll see how far they actually push. This time, they put Hanzo in there. Okay, Hanzo doesn't actually do as much damage. But surprisingly, it's not the Kuroha. So maybe they're holding it on for the Molten Core here. I'm still waiting for a big one. Still waiting for a big Molten Core. This one, maybe even this one. They've really got to be careful. Lava Wave going out through the top lane. Falstad going to have to push that one out and keep pushing it. They're actually going straight up the middle. Most teams will walk down to the bottom and try to clear that one out because it's much easier to end through the bottom, especially if you get that Siege Bruiser, Siege Super push. Gate going to go down 50% here. They're going to do a bunch of damage onto the Dragon Knight. A little bit of kick onto the Falstad, but it's not going to be enough to get enough damage onto the keep here. So most of the time you want your HP and your timer to kind of match up. And there it is, first Molten Core coming out. Kuroha is actually on the enemy side here, so he's got to be careful. He's going to swipe anyway, keep him back, and try to bomb this down. But you know, that's going to be the end of the dragon effectively here. So that Molten Core, not quite the impact that I was hoping for, but at least he used it. Oh, and that's what you gotta be careful of. I told you he was on the other side. The Root and the Earthquake coming out. Loxley just barely get enough healing there. Big spread arrow, and unfortunately Hounds of Havoc just a little bit too far. If he was a little bit closer, he would have gotten that. Kuroha going down off to the last rights, and that's going to be another sack. 2 in total for Rosei. Blemsy taking a ton of damage. Love Dart just pumping out the damage. We got to see what that's all about, and my instincts are always right. Love Dart, top damage in the game. And now that he's post 16, especially with the Pierce, he's going to be shredding in areas like this where he can just bounce off the walls. This might be another W there. Big damage. Blemsy, Loxley, they can't stay in this fight anymore. And there it is. Thrall goes down. Blemsy barely staying alive, 500 HP. I told you, you cannot fight in those corridors. You got to find the terrain that's good for you. Can you fight out here? Great. Can you fight out here? Great. You want to fight in here with a piercing Hanzo? Get out of here. So here, wipe them down actually goes for the bottom camp. If they hold it, they could have captured this, had it walked down, had it protected. And this is where you actually want to hold the wave so it slows down a little bit. And now they're going to be staggered camps instead of a nice big super push. Those are some of those timing things that you can do at the camps, just so that you get at least the opportunity to walk up with it. You know, you don't even have the opportunity to walk up with the Bruiser camp under the spell aura, which is really good against the Falstad and the Thrall. That's something that you want to push up with. You don't really want to push up with a Siege Giants. Siege Giants are just bonus. Siege Giants are just backing up the wave. You want to make sure you cap the Siege first, come down, cap that Bruiser, and then walk up with the Bruiser at the same time. Big damage coming out. He gets pulled back. Last rights, not enough to finish it off, but enough to scare them away. Falling Sword comes down anyway, looking at Sovereign this time, and that's a good target to go on to, especially if he can't turn around and do any damage. The Condemn is good enough for that. He actually goes through. Oh, big fly in. Bacon gusts them back in, holding them in. Lightning Breath, but he should go down before he does much more damage, but everyone extremely low. Blemsy's still going in here. They get 3 for 1. Aggressive fly from Bacon, making up for all his deaths early on. He's still at 3 deaths, but I think he made up for it with that one there. What do they do here? They do have the Falstad down here. He already used the fly. Just use it so they won't have that cooldown down. This Merc take might actually turn into them losing the Dragon Knight, because they might have been able to flip this one or collapse on that one. They're pushing out all the lanes here. They should be able to cap this if they bully them out enough. So there's enough time here that these guys might be able to interrupt here. They haven't all grouped up together, but they're making their way there. And that's a ton of damage on the Diablo. A little bit too far. No support from Ondizer. I thought they were all there. I thought Ondizer would be there to help them out. They had the 3. I thought the camp was late, but they finished it just in time. But Ondizer just wasn't there for the Diablo, or the Diablo stepped up a little bit too far. Either way, top camp is going to be a little bit of a problem. That's actually going to push up into those towers. It's going to take the wall. But down here, this is threatening game. 35 seconds until the Diablo comes back. They walk up, clear this wave, get these towers. It's going to be keep for sure. I don't know if it'll end though. We'll have to see how it plays out. Dragon Knight walking up, soaking. Oh, Kuroha going in all the way. The Gust actually interrupts it. Dragon Knight went a little bit deep to try and kick, and that actually shreds a whole bunch of his HP. So a bit of a misplay there. Dragon Knight goes down. It's still going to be keep, but it won't be any more here. And Kuroha, no keep. Kuroha actually gets in, unstoppable for Blemsy. Barely able to get out. Falling Sword, he's going to get out here. Loxley a little bit late on that Earthquake. I would have liked to see that underneath there a little bit earlier on. especially if they were going for that keep. And now they're just going to go back, clear this up before it takes the wall. Otherwise, this could have been keep for sure. Not that it really matters that much. The catapults don't do a whole bunch of damage. You're going to win off of a team fight, or you're going to win off of a Dragon Knight. Oh, Blemsy. Oh, he still got the speed. Hound of Havoc still had that speed, and he was chasing up on him. Another lava wave down the bottom. Like I said, getting the keep wouldn't have mattered because these catapults, they get cleared right up. Lava wave. Let's check it out at level 20. Did he go up to upgrade? No, he went submerge, which is a smart thing to do. You don't really need that many waves on this map. Submerge might actually save him in some of these later fights here, and we'll see if that makes all the difference. A couple of bolts coming out there too. Anduin the double pulls, of course, play the game from the Love Dart. So I'd actually like to see Love Dart peel off here and try to get some extra pressure out in the side lanes. A little bit scary because Bacon on the fall stack could fly up onto you. But with your play of the game, you could always get out of there. Nice fast rotation here from into deep, pushing up and then backing off for this. They could actually still push up for this. They should push up for this. They should push with it because all they need is a couple spells. They just need a couple. They could probably gust and finish this off, but does it really do a ton? Oh, this kill on Love Dart would be enough though. Nice disengage using the arrow to jump back. Pretty clever. Not a long stun, but now they're down arrow. So was it the best use? Not sure. Oh, big falling sword deep into the backline. That creates enough space. He used his shield already, so hopefully he doesn't get flipped back. They're going to back off here. Definitely going to cap bottom. If Falstad flies through the top, Malthael goes to the mid. They might have a fast cap. If Falstad can fly here all the way to the top and start capping, they should be able to fast cap. Blemsy here should be able to stall, interrupt. Big fight in the middle now. Big fight in the middle. It's a little bit slow on the fast cap. I don't think they're actually going to end up getting it. They don't have enough here to stop them. Oh, Loxley really low. He really wants to... Oh, he gets the heal up. Sylvanas is the one that dies. Loxley balancing on the brink of death. And he actually comes back through. Lava Wave comes through the middle, but everyone's already gone down towards the bottom lane. 53 seconds until she's back. Another falling sword comes down to chase him off. Gust is still up, so when they get to the core here, they'll actually be able to gust the defense away and do as much damage as possible. This might be game. Into deep. Getting in there. Their siege is not great, though. That's why they put Malthael in it. Malthael does negative damage to the core. And there it is, 50%. They start walking in. Loxley on it. The gust not yet coming out. Bacon is waiting for it. He's going to have to do it soon. 75%. Big kick. Oh, the kick and the gust actually mistimed off each other, but it's already too late. 19 minutes into the game. Into deep. Taking game number 3. Great set. GG, well played to both teams. Let's take a look at those stats. What a way to end it. Really well played by both teams here. Let's update that score. Into deep with their win. They said it'd be a 2-0 today. I didn't believe them. I was right. Wiped them again. Put up a really good fight there. Despite the technical issues. Well, maybe because of the technical issues, they got that win with that Lucio bot. We'll never forget. Big damage here. How in the world does Johanna have the most damage on this team? Something is wrong with this picture. Something is really wrong with this picture. Because we've got 84k on the Hanzo. With no deaths, by the way. Great play there, Love Dart. 67 on the Sylvanas. It was potentially the 4 deaths on the Diablo, maybe at inopportune times. The healing there from Tehran, only 48k to heal out the rest of this. Anduin doing a great job trying to save. I think it was that last contest on the Dragon Knight where Diablo went down. I thought Anduin would be there, but throughout the game it did seem like Into Deep had the better rotates. Let's try to get these guys in here just for a quick interview. I mean, you might as well if you actually win, because who knows when you'll win again. We'll try to grab these guys in here in the lobby. I think Loxley, the captain of their team, is on the way. So let's swap it over. You can look at me for a little bit. There we go. Once again, quick shout outs to everybody. Thanks for the bits and everything. Short Steve, Blimsy. Hey, we got Loxley in here. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks. Feels good to finally get a W.
Finally.
Grizzly was the problem.
Grizzly was the problem. All right, I have to ask. I gotta get this question out of the way. How does it feel to lose to a Lucio bot?
Wow. So what made it worse was that pause, because we were going through all the different scenarios of like, okay, what do we need to do? What are the steps? How do we react to what they do? And then it all kind of fell apart.
yeah, it certainly did.
Yeah. We were doing that all game, but we were just bunching up, and Sylvanas was just getting those thick arrows on us. And,
she had some big arrows.
Yeah, and it happened again, and then they killed a couple of us and then just cored.
Yeah, but you guys came back last two games. I was trying to get Blemsy on because he tried to promise me a 2-0. Obviously, he doesn't deliver. But I guess in the last game, he ended up with 46,000 damage. So I got to ask you, as a Thrall player, 45k damage. How do you let him beat you?
Well, Blemsy's a good player. I like to give him crap, but he knows what he's doing. So props to him. We heard it as soon as the game was over. He's like, look at that damage.
Yeah, he's a numbers player. He plays for the stats. Yeah. You did have some big falling swords. So you guys have been running some scrims. You guys have been doing some draft practice. You guys pretty much went Thrall Malthael the whole time. And Tyrande. Thrall Malthael, Tyrande, and then Johanna when you could pick it up. Are you worried that's going to be something teams pick up on?
It's fine. I think we're pretty flexible. We just kind of ran it today because we saw success with it. So we figured we'd keep doing it till they stopped us. But obviously, Malthael is a big comfort pick for Rosai. He's very good on it. Also a very good hero right now. And Key's also very good on Tyrande. So
yeah, a lot of Tyrande in that game too. You guys had some really good combos together. How long have you guys been playing together?
Probably almost like a year now. We've been friends for a long time. A lot of us have played for years and years now. We, as a team, we did a Bush League, which is kind of like an amateur league led by a podcast. And so we played on there for a little bit, for one season, and then we decided, well, why not let's keep playing together? We'll try NGS. We hear a lot of good things about the community here. So far it's been really fun. And all the teams are super nice and very welcoming.
I've never heard of that thing in my life. So you guys improved to, what is it now, 3-7? 3-7.
I think so.
I think you guys move up in the pack a little bit. You guys are going to be up there.
We're getting more comfortable. We started off being really rusty. It's everybody has kind of busy lives, but now that we're playing together more, I think we're getting our groove back, and I think we're still getting better. So that feels pretty good for us.
Right on. And I'll probably try to grab as many casts as I can just so I can flame you guys. But you've got the mic now. Any shout outs for you?
Shout out to the team we just played. I think Wipe Them Again. It was really fun playing them, and sorry that they had some internet issues. They won that game though, out of all of them. But and shout out to my teammates. Shout out to Grizzly, no flame. He's a good part of the team. We just happen to win this time without him.
Awesome. All right, thanks. I'm sure I will see you again real soon. Have a good night. Congratulations. Oh, anytime. All right, see you later. All right, that's going to do it. Quick shout out to Weenus there. Thanks for the lovely 69. Always appreciated. That's going to do it. In Too Deep, taking 2-1 against Wipe Them. Like I said, this is probably my last cast for a little bit. Going to be on vacation, going to be doing some other things, but you can always request. I might do another one next week, maybe one or two. I don't know. You can always request casts. You can request coaching. Hit me up, HeroPhysio1951 in Blizzard. You can find me on the NGS chats. All the games are uploaded onto the YouTubes. They'll be highlighted here on the channel. I was gonna go over the new hero, Kira, but I don't know if anybody wants to hear about that. There's already been a couple of I guess reviews out there, and I guess theory craft videos. But oh man, Jintae's in here too. Jintae, Kozer, everybody's in here, and he wants to talk about Psalm getting number 2 with the 1.8 mil per second. Everybody in HOTS is so happy for him because that guy pieced out, but he works so hard. That guy is a beast. He's intense. He just grinds the whole time. All right, I'm trying to look for someone to host, but does anyone stream Heroes anymore? Is that a thing? Let's find someone good to host. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna host someone y'all know. He's a good part of the Heroes community. Until next time, catch me around. Find me on Twitter or wherever else. I don't know about this new hero. You know, everyone's saying she does a lot of damage. Okay, I'll give you a quick rundown. Okay, real quick. I'll give you a rundown. Real quick. And I know that people think she does so much damage. Oh, this one, that's the one I gotta go to. And everyone says she does so much damage, blah, blah, blah. But Kira, Eurasian bounty hunter, her trait is Sonya's Q. She gets to grapple, but on a 25-second cooldown, so she can only use it sometimes. Does damage, goes through minions, that sort of thing. Actually a pretty neat mobility item. You've got Carnage, which is a Q, only 6-second cooldown. I actually really like this, but it's a straight line skill shot. Gonna do some damage. Hang on, I gotta pop out this chat real quick so I can see what you guys are all saying. Pop it out real quick. Okay, I'll look at that. I'll look at this. There we go. You got your W, which kind of like, I don't know, it's like a Lunara. You get to pop your W, and it's gonna make them bleed. It does also heal you though, which is actually pretty nice. So you get some self-sustain. You end up with Revolving Sweep, which is probably the coolest ability in her kit, where she latches onto somebody. Oh, you guys don't see this. There you go. Where she latches onto somebody, and then she spins around them, mini stun, and then mini stun again if you decide to reactivate, or you end up back where you started. Anyways, you got your R1, which is basically Blade Storm, also with a mini stun at the end, and it grows, but you're not immune to anything. Final Strike, 40-second cooldown, which is pretty short. Pretty decent damage, 415, and it does more if they're below 50% health. So all of this tells me she wants to engage on a single target and hopefully blow them up. Some of these are AoE abilities though, right? Some of these are AoE abilities. So it almost feels like she has an AoE style and she has a single target style. And so you can build into that. Where does she fit in? People are saying solo lane. And sure, you could probably queue the wave and clear it pretty reasonably. But you know what? She's not going to have her grapple up all the time. And if you get her grapple out, she's so vulnerable in the off lane. I don't think she'll be in the off lane. I think she will take that place of that 4-man Thrall, that 4-man Orphea. That's probably going to be where she sits with a whole bunch of ability damage. Right? You're going to have your auto attacker, Greymane, Raynor, Hanzo. Doesn't matter. You're going to have one of those, and you're going to fill it out with her. She does have a big health pool from what I've heard. So I think she may be, kind of into those, I'm going to call them triple melee compositions again, where you have your main tank, you're going to have your off laner, and then you're going to have Kira. I think I crafted this build. I didn't actually play PTR, but I'm pretty sure the Q is going to give you that extra utility just for that little bit of extra slow. The other ones are pretty interesting though. This finishing touch, if again you're trying to attack, and this is probably more of a tank killing sort of a build where you have a tank that walks up on you. So something like this works pretty decent on the Johanna, right? Because you just get to keep auto-attacking despite all of the blinds. But I think Q is going to be the ability damage. It pierces, it goes through everyone, big slows. Next, European Mind Gain, basic attacking. An enemy here grants you 10 armor for 3 seconds, stacks 3 times. So much value, but it looks like everyone's picking the Ensnaring Swing, which again is skill shot reliant, does add a little bit more slow, but you've already got slow built in. You've already got slow built into your kit, and I don't think you're going to want some extra slows because someone else is going to be able to do that engage for you. You need that survivability once you dive in. Otherwise, I mean, this upstage is okay as if there's a whole bunch of auto attackers, but very situational. So I think the armor is just flat out better. I didn't talk about this W. I think this one might actually get some play. I think this W will probably get some play. You stack this up, it does more damage to people again under that 50%. So you do need somebody else to get them under 50%. This one, again, just flat extra damage, flat utility. I like that. Guaranteed value. And then of course gives you that thirst. Anytime Carnage damages someone, your next basic attack does more damage, and it heals you more, and it stacks, and you're just doing Q build. Later on, you get that cooldown reduced too if you want, so it does even better. Extra health, I mean, that's okay. You get some extra heals, but you know what? You don't want that. You want extra damage. Someone else is going to heal you. And this one too, again, dependent on, again, hooking somebody and then swinging around them to regenerate your health. So you're going to want this. You're going to want to get in there and auto attack anyway. And then I think Final Strike is going to be the go-to. Just because if you're going to blow up what's in front of you, this is going to be the easiest thing to make sure you actually catch them. Otherwise, they need to be locked down. They need to be slowed. This extra stun might be able to do it for you, but 60 seconds, which is actually still not that bad. It's just that you have to keep them in it, and then when it expires, you stun them for that extra little bit. So I think this actually does more burst damage quicker. There's a little bit of a wind up for it. More damage quicker. So if you pair this up with something like a Greymane, and if it's like an Anubarak Tehran stun, all of a sudden you drop this down, they're already below 50%. You're going to do extra here. Otherwise, the Hunted was what I end up going with here. Gozer. This is what's going to work in HGC or whatever's competitive in NGS. Chainsaw's okay. You get to regenerate this faster, right? And you know, it does synergize with the other Qs, but the rotating, again, a little bit of extra damage. I think the Hunted is going to be your go-to. Again, if you're going for single target, this is going to be the best one. Stacks up to 4 times, 25% each. You just keep hitting the same person. This works great. Someone like Chen, Urel, Blaze, whoever it is you're facing up against, just keep hitting them, especially if they jump into your back line. Booming Kick. We didn't take a lot of other E abilities, but this one makes it an AoE stun, so you get to basically hit everybody. 0.25, but it's enough to interrupt them, and enough to knock them into your team. Everyone's picking the Lingering Ailment, which people are building for a one-shot build. So whoever you end up Eing, you're kicking them back into the team, and that's the one that you're going to kill. I don't think she's going to be the first to engage. It'll be somebody else. ETC slides in, Anubarak goes in, Blessed Shield goes out. And usually you want your armor shred early on in the damage so that the rest of it applies to all the damage. All the damage gets the benefit of the armor shred. But if you're using this later on, because you're probably going to Q first, otherwise you're opening up with E off of another, off of someone else's engage. And then as you're swinging around, you're hoping there's another stun, and then you come back and hit them, and then you Q them, and then you try to W, and then you try to run away. I think what's more likely to happen is people are going to keep queuing. Maybe you throw the W out, wait for that cooldown to come down. Another Q, and then it's the E, and then you come back around. That's kind of why I like this one, because by the time you decide to E in, you're going to want to cause as much disruption as possible with this extra stun. Later on, I picked Unleash Potential because, hey, if you're going for that one-shot style build, like let's say Greymane with a Cursed Bullet, this is going to be it. You're going to do extra damage. It's going to be a one-shot as long as they don't have a save potential. That's going to be it. A lot of people are liking the No Sanctuary because you can chase on, but you got to get them down to below 50% anyway, right? You got to get them down to below 50%, then you can get on top of them. Either way, that's my build for Kira without playing her. I don't know her numbers. I haven't felt it on the server, so I could be totally wrong. I might change my mind if I play her. We'll see when I get around to that. Might be one day. But that's going to be it. Thanks again for hanging out. Cast was fun. Like I said, I'll try to pick up some more Into Deep casts. Otherwise, people who request, I do cast, do coach, let me know. That's it for me tonight. GG's again. Take care, guys.